Hello YouTubers, I'm going to show you a video today of how to swap these. These are called a coil pack, and this is a 2.4 cylinder turbo Volvo C70. And in this video I'll show you how to remove and install all 5 of these into each cylinder. Whenever carrying out any mechanical work to any vehicle, I really do recommend and suggest to get a really good socket set like this. This is a Halford's Advanced set. Everything's lifetime guaranteed, and you've got everything from normal sockets, metric, to imperial sockets, to torque sockets, and to hex sockets, and you get ratchet spanners, deep sockets, and combination spanners. Right, so let's begin in removing and installing these coil packs. Right, the first thing to remove is this here. This is the turbo induction pipe, and all we're going to do is remove this Jubilee clip here, and it'll split this section from this pipe. All you need to do next is to remove this Jubilee clip here, and all you need is a 7mm socket and a ratchet. This is a 1/4 inch set I'm using. It does the job perfectly. I'll just give that about 8 to 10 turns until the Jubilee's released, and just slide the Jubilee down like this, just out of the way. Now I'm going to show you how to pry it apart. You have to give it a little bit of force, but with good persuasion it does eventually release. I'll show you this now. Keep twisting. It's coming now, as you can see there. You have to bear with me because the engine is a bit warm, because I've just driven back from working it. Right, that's the pipe released, and you've got a lot of movement now. Just remove that and expose the torque bolts at the top, which is we are going to remove next. So next then we're going to remove the torque screws. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What you need for this is a Torx 30 socket, or a screwdriver if you've got one, but a ratchet I do recommend with a socket because it's so much easier. And I'm going to start removing them now. Once they're cracked, straight off. Second one, it's released. Third one, it's released. Fourth one, it's released. Fifth one, it's released. Sixth one, sorry about this, bear with me. 6th one, 7th one here, and the last one. That's the 8 coming out now. Now that's all the bolts removed. The first thing we have to take off first is a cam belt cover on this side, and the first thing you do is a little metal tab here. Just pull it down, which releases it. Just bear with me, I've only got one hand to do this. And lift it up slightly, that's that side up. It's the same principle on the rear. Just down here, a little metal tab, pull it back and lift up. And pull towards the drive side of the car. You've got 2 tabs here, just got to be careful of those. And just lift out gently, and off she is. Next is to remove the oil filler cap. And finally, lift off the right hand side plastic, and off she is. Right, now everything's exposed. Next thing to do is put the old cap back on in case any loose debris or parts may go inside the engine to protect it. And there's your coil packs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the only thing that's holding these in is this metal cable here on a connector and one bolt there. So what we'll do first is remove these connectors. All you do is lift this plastic tab up here, like so. Just give it a little wiggle, and it's out. When doing this, I do recommend doing one at a time just to save confusion of which one of these wires goes into each coil pack. Obviously there are people do know from experience which way they go, but just for beginners and novice advice, I would give them this advice to take one out at a time. So I'm going to start with the first left and work accordingly to the right hand side. So I've took the connector off here, and next I'm going to remove that bolt, and then the coil pack will wiggle out. This is a 10mm hex head bolt. I've got a 10mm socket, extension, and a 3/8 ratchet. Just give it a crack, easy as that. Once you've cracked it, excuse me, let's release the nut here. So the nut's released, so the bolt's released. That's the bolt for it. And very carefully, nothing is holding this pack in now. Cable's disconnected, the bolt's out holding it into place. Just grab the sides here. Just give it a little wiggle. Up and down, side to side, little pop out. Like that. That's one coil pack out. Now I'm going to reinstate a new coil pack. Genuine Volvo. Always recommend genuine Volvo parts whenever repairing any Volvo car, as this one's had pattern parts in. So we're going to reinstall it now. First thing to do is see where the hole centre is, location centre is there. Make sure it lines up with that hole there. So introduce your coil pack in steady and turn the coil pack till the hole's lined up. Just wiggle it down slowly and get the bolt I took out of it, this one here. Just thread it in slowly. Like so, until it's bit the thread. Once it's bit the thread, that means it's found its location centre. So now, let's move that electrical connection there. Now we can push it down until it's seated in between the cams. And that's it. Now we'll do is tighten this 10mm bolt up here until it's nipped. Connect this into place. And then repeat the process on number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5.
I'ma do shit to just piss them off. Say you never heard me, it's yo lost. They biting on my freestyles. They tell me make my money frontin' on that weed.